What's going on, guys? Thank you for tuning in to the BS Show. It's Brett here, and I want to talk about the man, the myth, the legend, Jon Bones Jones. What does the UFC do with Jon Jones now? In my opinion, he moves up to heavyweight, but there's a lot of debate after that Dominic Reyes fight, which was a very, very thin, razor-sharp decision, in my opinion. According to the judges, it was a unanimous decision. I don't know if I agree with that. When I was watching the fight, normally the eye test kind of tells you what you think, what you believe. And the eye test told me I could see Jon Jones winning, but the eye test also told me I could see Dominic Reyes winning. I thought, if anything, it was going to be a draw. And Steven and I were watching that fight, and up until the championship rounds, I legitimately thought Dominic Reyes had a very good shot of winning that fight. As the championship rounds took place, Jon Jones put his foot down and said, "I don't think so, son," and really started doing work. You could definitely tell that Dominic Reyes was gassed. You could definitely tell he was tired. And if this was a fight that went to the death with no time limit, Jon Jones would have won that fight. But it's not. This isn't the Roman Empire. We don't fight to the death in the UFC. So he won by decision. And Jon Jones came out and admitted he was outstruck by 12 strikes by Dominic Reyes. But he also said, I had the cage control. I had the pressure. I had the significant strikes. I had the takedowns. So just because you outstruck me by 12 strikes doesn't take away from all the stuff I did. And I agree with him. I agree with Jon Jones on that side. But I also think that Dominic Reyes fought an extremely great fight. I think his cardio needed some help, especially getting into the fourth and fifth round. You could just tell he was tired. But Jon Jones got the win. So what do we do next? What does the UFC do with the winningest light heavyweight of all time? With the GOAT in MMA, in my opinion? What do we do? Do we give him a rematch with Dominic Reyes? I would watch it. I think a lot of people would, especially since there are so many people that think Dominic Reyes won that fight. Or do you move Jon Jones up to the heavyweight division and try to unify the light heavyweight and heavyweight belt between him and Stipe? That would be a fight. Or do you let Jon Jones fight Francis Ngannou, one of the scariest dudes in the world that's legitimately got a nuclear bomb in his hand? I don't know. That's a great question because Jon Jones has a lot of opportunities. He's the winningest. He's the GOAT. He's everything that the light heavyweight division has needed. I mean, he's athletic. He's good. He's just mouthy enough to keep it interesting. You know, let's admit here, he fell on some hard times a few years ago, but it seems like he's as motivated and more driven than ever right now. So let's see what's going to happen. What I want to see is Jon Jones move up to the heavyweight division and beat Stipe Miocic so we can shut up about who the GOAT is. Because in my opinion, the GOAT is Jon Jones. So I don't know. I don't know what the UFC brass has in mind, but you have to think that Jon Jones is getting bored in the light heavyweight division simply because he's beaten everybody. I think you could possibly do a rematch, like I said, but Jon Jones has proven you give him a second fight with somebody, he will demolish you. They gave him a second fight with DC. That ended with a head kick. They gave him a second fight with Alexander Gustafsson. He beat him. He stopped him, I believe, or subbed him. You give him a second fight with Dominic Reyes, a guy like Jon Jones, now he's seen you. Now he knows what you're going to do. Now he's got you right where he wants you. Him and his coaches are going to study you even more. I'm sorry, Dominic Reyes, but you don't have a chance. I think Jon Jones beats you again. So what do we do? Jon Jones versus Stipe Miocic is the fight to make happen. Or Jon Jones versus Francis Ngannou, Rosenstrike winner, because they have a fight coming up. Give him that. Francis Ngannou's got freaking a nuclear bomb in his hand. Rosenstrike, however you say his name, you can hit that dude with a train and he keeps moving forward. And all of Jon Jones' athleticism, length, that's all nullified at the heavyweight division because now you got guys with legitimate knockout power, legitimate weight. They're big dudes. So we'll see. Let me know, guys, what you think. What is next for Jon Jones? It seems like every time we throw somebody in front of him, he beats him. How do we level the playing field with this guy? Thank you for tuning in. We'll talk to you next time.